guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So today we're going to take a look at this free-to-play Android 18. I'm a little optimistic about this 18. I think that she could be decent. I don't want to go too far because she is like a nuking character, I think, to allow her to be really tanky. And she will be fighting with Dokkan Fest 17 and 18 for those very same orbs. So again, I'm not really super sure how great she's going to be. We will see, but I think as a free-to-play character, I think that this 18 should look pretty decent, right? So we got her at link level 10 and stuff like that. Let's just quickly take a look at the build that I gave to our waifu Android 18. So as you guys can see, I went mostly dodge. If she's a little bit better, maybe I'll grab one of those gold equips that's defense and dodge, because that would get us to 22 dodge, plus we'd also get a little bit more defense. Could be useful, but again, I'm not sure how often I would use this character. Honestly, if she's good, though, I could see myself using her on this team with these androids and stuff like that. So, wanted to show the build. Let's go ahead and jump in, and let's see how effective this free-to-play Android 18 is. She's getting a Dokkan Awakening after almost 6 years. Her SSR came out in April of 2018. So, again, we're closing in on 6 years since she's gotten her card. We're basically, 5.5 years since, she got her SSR. So, that is crazy. I'm still hoping, I think one good thing Dokkan could do, once they awaken all these types of characters, is that they could just start awakening, like, summonable SRs. I think that would be really good. Alright guys, so we're here in an event. Let's just quickly go over what our waifu Android 18 is doing. Her super attack effect is pretty bad, 30% attack, and then lowers enemy defense, lowers enemy attack. No defense right there. I mean, she couldn't have gotten 30% defense, man. I mean, I guess she's free to play, but like, we don't, come on. Link set here. She has Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Infinite Energy, Battlefield Diva, Torrent of Power, Solid Support, and Shattering the Limit. So she is going to work tremendously well with Dokkan Fest 17-18. Keep in mind, in this initial turn right here, we don't have any of the 2-turn support flowing or them on other rotations or anything like that, so keep that in mind. Then for 18's passive, she gets 30% attack and 40% defense per key sphere obtained. That's going to be pretty important. She gives Sibling Bond category allies 1 key and 30% defense if there is a 17 on the team, and then she's guarding if 17 is in the same turn. Now, currently, with the way this team is constructed, without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to want to run MVP 17, and then, we have the 2 Dokkan Fests. So that is 3 Android 17s right there. So 18's condition, and by the way, for free-to-play characters, I've been saying this for a while now, these types of conditions for free-to-play characters, I will take every single time, in exchange for them being good. I think, new Dokkan Fest, like, I'd rather, like, maybe we could just make them a little bit more good in many different situations. But a free-to-play character like this, it's like they could probably just make them as good as, like, Dokkan Fest, and it probably wouldn't change things negatively for, like, Dokkan's bottom line, probably. But, I think it's fair if this, free-to-play characters could be good, but then they're just heavily restricted, right? Let's keep the restrictions away from, Super Trunks, characters like that, Kale, I don't know, Super 17, like, stuff like that. Like, let's just make them, just strong, good kids. So, and again, she's guarding if 17 is in the same turn. She gets 70% attack and defense on super attack, okay. Super effective against all types if the enemy is sealed, who cares? And then high chance to stun the attack enemy for 2. Well, let's say who cares, but she's actually pretty good for, like, Battlefield and Super Battle Road, huh? She attack lowers on her super attack effect, and then she has a high chance to stun the enemy for 2 turns from her passive. And it's just attacked enemy. I like her. This is good. I think she's good. Alright, so we could get a very good rotation right here. In terms of our... This will be a little bit better for her actual stats. Let's do this. We're only going to get 5 key spheres. Let's see what her defense is looking like. Okay. I mean... man. I don't know. I mean, she's like okay-ish. This is... Dude, we have every link activated. we have support from both UI Goku and 17, and she's only at 243k defense, so, Now, remember, she gets 70% when she performs a super attack. To be fair, though, I mean, we could pretty easily run her 2 million attacks. I mean, her defensive viability is what's way more important, right? We get the additional for her, okay. Remember that she does get 30% attack for 1 turn when she gets a super attack. Yeah, her defense is quite low, but she does get 70% when performing a super attack. And then, of course, again, remember, she does have her, she does have the guaranteed guard as long as 17 is on rotation. Now, keep in mind that in that last turn right there, we did not have Android 18 with any of the 2-turn support. That very easily could just be floating around, right? All right, let's hit this. Okay, so we need to get 7. Oh, goddamn, I hate that. No, dude, the stupid unit super attack, it messed me up, man. Come on, I hate that when it's like, you know, I move the spot and then we have to see the animation for unit supers twice again. They could, All right, let's go ahead and finish this rotation off. I guess that the 7 orbs doesn't actually matter too much. It's only the 7 orbs gives extra support just for this turn. We're going to get the 2-turn support just by having Goku on the rotation, which we are going to have, right? So, all right, this will be interesting to see. Let's see what Android 18's defense looks like on this next turn now, after she gets 2 instances of the 2-turn support from Android 17 and Android 18, right? Again, we're going to get multiple instances of this up for them, so that will be pretty good for us to see what it looks like, again, on this next turn here. All right, so we'll go ahead and smack him, sure. We did not finish him, actually, sure, okay. So we'll be able to get tons of orbs here. That's really good for us. So 7 is the max we'll get, okay. So we're at 180. Let's go ahead and hit this. And what do we get up to? 446. Okay. The way... Oh my... Dude, those... Yeah, it's... Damn, that support is really so crazy, isn't it? Like, it's gigantic. This is 23rd World Tournament Goku's first turn. He hasn't built up at all. That 2-turn support, it's so monstrous. Damn, they didn't give 17 and 18 very much damage. So I don't understand, man, why they couldn't have made them just a little bit better. Oh, man. Like, 18 on this turn, like, now she's looking... Like, could you imagine, after 18 super attacks, she'll be able to live, like, you know, supers from the toughest bosses in the game. Because she gets 70% when she supers. At the same time, I suppose it might be a little bit difficult sometimes to differentiate when a character is actually good versus when the 17-18 support is just, like, overwhelming. I suppose, right? Sheesh, man. Okay, I got the additional again. Sure. Additionals don't do very much for 18. Right? Because, I mean, she's just lowering attack and then 30% attack for 1 turn. I mean, I'll take the 30% attack for 1 turn, but I would like it a lot more if she was getting 30% defense right there. And again, I don't really see any reason why she could not have gotten the 30% defense, right? All right, let's just skip to our next turn. We'll make sure to get the 2-turn support rolling in for 17-18 here. Alright, so let's see what we're going to be rocking for 18. So what are we at the start of turn right here? 169. So again, here's where maybe there's a little bit of an issue with 18, just in that she could be fighting with 17 and 18 for orbs. Looks like that's not really going to be an issue on this turn, though. Oh, 7. We'll be able to get 7 for her. Okay, let's hit that. Let's see what her defense is going to look like now. Yeah, so the 2-turn support by 17 and 18 is just basically outright better than just their passive support. Because look, like she's less right. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Sure, let's get this rotation. We've kind of seen what Android 18 can do. To me, Android 18 as a free-to-play character is actually viable, right? Like we could use it, like whatever the Part 2 LR ends up being. You know, if like this team is the team where I'm going to be using it, I could envision myself using this free-to-play Android 18 like in a world tour. Like seriously, I think that she's at least decent. The one restriction is we just got to make sure 17 is around, but I don't really consider that big of a deal, just having to use 17s, because, like, this guy is tremendous now with 17 and 18 existing. Okay, yeah, pretty good. Pretty damn good, I'd say. Okay, so let's, yeah, let's just make sure to get a rotation without MVP 17 next to Android 18. That's pretty important, because, I mean, he juices shit, like, to, like, the next unbelievable level. So let's just make sure that, you know, we can kind of, like, have a turn where he's not around them. So we'll just come back for her next turn again. All right, let's see what we are rocking on this rotation. All right, well, let's take a look at 18's abilities here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, so it's turn 7, which means that 17 and 18 lose their rainbow orb changing. That's such a huge blow. Like, how good 17 and 18 are, like, them being a permanent rainbow orb changer would certainly make them quite a bit better. Because now, like, we're hurt by this quite badly, that they're not rainbow orb changing. All right, let's hit this. What are we at right here? Yeah, now we're back down to that 267. So it's like some turns she can really juice, depending upon, you know, links and stuff like that. Other turns, maybe not quite so much. We're probably just going to die here. Not 18, but UI Goku. Dodge it? We do. Oh, that's big. That's big. That is huge. That would have done damage to her for sure, because with the defensive lowering of Cell. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's... Yeah, 18 certainly does look runnable to me. We did see quite a bit of variance, again, in some of the defensive stats that she had. But it's just kind of based around the way 17 and 18 are sort of bobbing around on the team, right? Like, you know, when we have those 2-turn buffs, it is... That's just, like... I do hate the 17 and 18's design so much. Because it's, like, it just doesn't synergize well. Like, we have to fill this team up with so many Gokus in order for them to be able to get this, like, strong support ability. But it's not, like, super... It's just the Gokus don't synergize that well with 17 and 18, right? That's the issue. It really can be very, very annoying. Let's try and save as many orbs for next turn, I guess, as we can here. All right, last turn right here. Again, we're going to have to make sure that we're rocking Android 18 in slot 1 right here. What do we got in terms of orbs? We can get 7. Okay. Yeah, let's just get the set. Let's prioritize 18 and her potential tanking ability. We're not going to be able to get the 7 for 17 and 18. They're at 335k right there. Or she is at 335k. Again, we could have gotten a little bit higher. I mean, damn, imagine, like, I think of some slight differences, man. Like, imagine if 17 and 18 were, like, a slot 1 killer, like, how much stronger they would be. Like, if we could run them in slot 1, and they could get that support to cover the whole rotation, but most of these turns, that's a 2-turn stun, by the way, right there. Most of these turns, like, they gotta sit their asses in slot 2, 17 and 18. But I do think that free-to-play 18 is pretty good. Pretty good. For a free-to-play character... my only real complaint would be I wish that she just got 30% defense on her super attack effect. But, I mean, besides that, like, I really like her. I also think it's pretty nice the way they gave her that 2-turn stun from passive. Most characters will get a stun from their passive like that, and it's for just 1 turn. But, I mean, she has, like, a real, like, 2-turn stun. And she only just has to attack with it. Doesn't have to be a super or anything like that. So yeah, this free-to-play 18 looks pretty good. Alright, this is the struggle of those fighting for their family, Android 18. Her leader skill is Universal Survival Saga, category key 3 and 50% of stats. Her super attack is the Finish Blow, which raises attack by 30% for 1 turn, does supreme damage to the enemy, and then lowers enemy attack. So that's kind of the only thing I would change about this character. I think they look good, right? Like, maybe you could, of course, have just, like, a little bit more, I don't know, start of turn defense or something like that. Like, whatever, right? Although I guess she doesn't have start of turn defense just from Ore, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like, but the only thing I'd really change or add is just giving her 30% defense for her super attack effect. I think that would make it to where she would be, even for a free-to-play, she would look really good defensively after supering. She probably still will, because she's going to get the 70% from her passive from super attack, but that's the one thing I would like, is 30% defense right here. Her passive skill, it would also make additionals. Right now, there's no reason to give this character anything except for raw defense and dodge. She does no damage, and then additional supers don't really have defensive value either. So it's full dodge, like raw defense, or full dodge. Her passive skill, Advice from 17. She gets 30% attack and 40% defense per key sphere obtained. She gives sibling bond category allies 1 key and 30% defense if there's an ally on the team whose name includes 17. And then she guards if there's a 17 in the same turn. Right now, the way this team is structured, that is not a problem whatsoever for this Android 18, because there's essentially going to be 3 Android 17s you're going to have. The EZA MVP 17, as well as the 2 Dokkan Fest 17 and 18s. So again, that is not a concern or a problem or an issue whatsoever, right? Then she gets 70% attack and defense on super attack. That's good. She is super effective against all types if the enemy is sealed. Pointless. It's a free-to-play character. We do not need crits or super effective against all types in this character. And then she has a high chance to stun the attacked enemy for 2 turns. I do like that quite a bit. That's good for Battlefield or Super Battle Road. Stuns like that, that's not bad. And then, she's got the attack debuffing from super attack effect as well, sure. And stun, right? So, like, you could use Android 18 a little bit in the red zones. Gonna need some luck, but, I mean, she could help. And then, of course, there's also the Super Battle Road stages. She'll be quite good. Her link set is Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Infinite Energy, Battlefield Diva, Tournament of Power, Solid Support, and Shattering the Limit. She has 140% 12 key multiplier, which, sure. And then finally, our girl is on quite a few category teams. Android 18, of course, is on Peppy Gals. She's not going to be good for the Peppy Gal team, but I mean, that's why we have like this Android 18 who is good for that, right? Then, of course, she's also in the Universal Survival Saga team. Sure. She's also over here on the Android category team. Then we have 18 on Representatives of Universe 7 right there. Then she's also on the Sibling Bond team. Remember, she does give support to Sibling Bond. Then there's also the Worthy Rival category team that she's a part of. Then she's also on Battle of Wits. So we potentially could get the 200% leader skill, I guess, from Battle of Wits as well, like SCR Carnival Goku. She's also on the Bond of... Oh, yeah, she's on Bond of Parent and Child. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay, so because of Mare and Android 18 right there. Okay, pretty good. Then she's also on the Superhero category team as well. More superhero buffs. And then finally, she, of course, is on the new Tournament Participants category. So, let me know what you guys think of this free-to-play Android 18. She's pretty solid. And another thing I would like to point out right here, she is not an EZA character. They gave us a Dokkan Awakening for a free-to-play character who is good right now. I would give her, like, is she good or bad? She's good, right? This is a good free-to-play character, and she doesn't EZA yet. So now she can be good right now, and then in 2 years when she EZAs, she could be good then, too. Oh, yeah, crazy. Back in the day, immediate EZAs were, like, really fun and exciting when EZA was a new thing, but nowadays, it's not good. So I love the decision to just make her good, and then we could EZA it down the line. That's good. So this Android 18 is a W free-to-play character.